Hi, Brian the Hawaiian here with another episode of the Reno Relocation Realtor. We're in season 1, episode 6. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna make holiday cookies using my family's coconut shortbread recipe. Very simple, little labor intensive, but it's the labor of love and a gift that's something very special for your family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, co-workers, all the great people in your life. And it's relatively inexpensive. So let's start with the basics. Let's start with the ingredients. First thing you're going to need 4 sticks of butter or 1 pound of butter. Okay? Recommend you use quality butter. Don't buy the cheap stuff because it's going to change up your recipe a little and it won't be as tasty as the higher quality products. Second thing you'll need 1 cup of sugar. Okay? And that's going to kind of granular sugar, just throw it in there. It's going to go ahead and nicely with the butter. You'll want to put in 1 teaspoon, that's again teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, 4 cups of flour, and about 7 to 8 ounces of sweetened coconut flakes. You'll need to use some things, probably help you out a little bit. First and foremost, you want to get a mixer. If you don't, you can mix by hand. This puppy here, it takes 1 recipe at a time, but it makes it a lot less labor intensive. So you just put the ingredients in, let them kind of mix up, put it out into the roll, and then freeze it, come back and cut it up and put it in the oven. Okay, you'll want to also have measuring cup. 1 cup is fine. You'll want some teaspoon measure for your vanilla extract. And I find this is pretty handy. This is a little weight measuring device, and most of your device measuring is under a pound. So something in about that range is really good. Okay? So without further ado, let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to cream the butter. So we're going to go ahead and take the butter. And we're going to go ahead and put it into our mixer. Now, if you have one of those smaller mixers, not a KitchenAid heavy duty, I recommend you not use it. You're probably going to burn out the motor. So you want to use a very high quality heavy duty mixer. We had a good year one year, so we spent the money on the mixer. My wife makes these amazing oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, so we might get lucky. We might be able to see a little bit about that and get the recipe for that as well. Now, another good clue, another good hint is let your butter sit at room temperature for an hour or 2. That's going to make the butter a lot more mixable and not so difficult and hard on the mixer. Okay? Again, I'm going to go ahead and just get the rest of this off here. Okay, last one going in. This one was a little longer than 1 hour or 2, so it's a little softer. Go ahead and put that in there. Okay, I'm gonna have a little background noise, so bear with me please. Next thing, while that's mixing up, we're gonna go ahead and put in 1 cup of sugar. Okay. And then we're going to put our 1 teaspoon, again teaspoon, of vanilla extract. I love these in these recipes that only have 5 ingredients. Okay. And then second to last, we're going to put in our 4 cups of flour. Again, recommend you use quality ingredients. It makes for a quality cookie. This is the Gold Meal all-purpose flour. 4 cups. Some people might have might take a break in between a couple of them. Well, that could mean disaster because you'll lose count. So I recommend just set it up, drop it in, and keep count. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 3. And there's number 4. Now I know some of you professional bakers, pastry chefs, etc. so forth, you say, no, that's not the way you do it. You have to sift it, you have to make it loose, you have to cover it, take the back end of a knife. Hey, it's all good. This is a very kind of like Hawaiian style cookie from Brian the Hawaiian. Okay, last ingredient will be the coconut flakes, sweetened coconut flakes. Now you want to use 7 to 8 ounces. So that's where this handy dandy measuring device comes into place. Right now we've got to get our dough, our cookie dough to kind of do a little better job in mixing. And so I'm going to pick up the speed. I'm going to put you on hold for a quick second. In the meantime, we're going to post the recipe so you can have something to look at. And I'm also going to include the prices for each of the ingredients and how much it costs for each recipe. Now this recipe will make approximately 4 rolls, 4 actual cookie rolls. And through the magic of video, we just happen to have one done here. This went in the freezer. Usually we like to do an overnight on the freezer, and that makes it nice and hard. But the thing is, it's a little too hard to cut, so you need to take this out of the freezer for about 20 minutes before you go to cook. We're going to bake at 375 for 17 minutes. Remember, not all stoves and ovens are the same, so my 375 at your stove may be something different. You're going to have to kind of gauge it a bit in the beginning. Take a look at it. I like mine golden brown on the bottom of the cookie, so go ahead and work with it a little bit to get the right temperature and time for your particular oven. Okay, I'm going to speed this up. I'll be right back. We'll check you out in 2 and 2. Okay, we're back. The cookie dough is starting to come away from the bowl, the mixing bowl. It's a good indication that the cookie dough is at a good part to get final mix. That's when you're going to put in the coconut shortbread and the coconut flakes, the sweetened coconut flakes. Now that was 5 ounces, so we need another 2 ounces, and we should be good to go. Okay, perfect. We'll go ahead and give this a little bit of a mix, and I'll show you how to assemble it into the actual cookie dough roll, okay? The coconut does 2 things. Number 1, adds a really great flavor. The second, it kind of binds it together, so when you're cutting it into cookie slices, it's going to hold together a little better in the oven. If you use less coconut flakes, it'll be more crumbly and it'll be a little bit of a different kind of a cookie. But we like ours to kind of hold together well. I personally believe in the crunchy cookie, okay? Cookies should be crunchy, and that kind of makes it for a kind of a fresh feel. If you have a cookie that isn't crunchy, kind of, is that stale? No, maybe not, but I like them crunchy. So anyway, we're in the final stages here. Wow, this is looking really good, and we're going to go ahead and start assembling the cookie roll. Now, the cookie roll, if you divide this up into 4 rolls at 14 ounces per roll, you're going to come out with pretty even rolls, and that's going to be nice for a good even cut of each cookie. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put that together. And part of putting that together, we're going to use what's called a Japanese bamboo mat. Okay, you can get these at any Japanese market, Asian store, and they come in 2 sizes. This one is a smaller one. You might want to get the bigger one. It all depends on what you want to get. These are used to make maki sushi. Maki in Japanese means hand roll. So this is used to make the hand roll sushi, and pretty cool stuff. Okay? You'll also need some wax paper. And this is to help hold it together as you get it into the freezer. Go ahead and cut out a piece for yourself. We're going to turn this off. I'm going to roll this down. I got my spatula. I'm going to get this off of the mixing spoke of the mixer. Okay, and we're going to take out a bunch here, and we're going to put it in our measuring device here and see if we can get 14 ounces. That's 15. 15's okay too. 14 and a half, 15 is just right. Okay, we'll go ahead and get this into a semi-log thing here. We'll put this down onto our mat. Let's move this over a bit so you get a better picture here. Okay, and then we're going to take the bamboo mat. We're going to roll it over with the wax paper. Again, it's bamboo mat, wax paper, and then the cookie dough. We'll roll it over, and we'll use the bamboo mat to bring it into a roll, to roll it. Okay, we got this trusty bamboo mat here. You buy this at the Asian store. It's the smaller of the two mats. You'll see a big one. This is approximately 12, 14 inches wide. And then you want to go ahead and put your wax paper on top of the bamboo mat. And then put your cookie dough, about 14 ounces of cookie dough. And then you're going to go ahead and roll it into a roll. Okay. And once you've got it at about 1.5 inches, go ahead and roll it over into a long roll. And close up the ends and put it in the freezer. Now the neat thing about this recipe is that you can actually have this in the freezer for months. I've even had it in for over a year. Taken it out, thawed it out for about 20 minutes, cut it up. It tastes just like you just made it. So this is a great way. You can go ahead and stock up on a whole bunch of rolls, and then as you go through the year, maybe you want to do them for somebody's birthday party, or you just want to say thank you for someone doing something great. You have them in supply, and it's a personalized, very special gift for that family, friend, colleague, neighbor, whoever it may be that you want to give it to. Okay? So again, through the magic of video, I just happen to have one here. My oven is preheated to 375, and we're going to go ahead and cut some up, and we're going to go ahead and throw them into the oven and give you a look-see at how they look like when they come out of the oven. And something really cool, when they come out of the oven, they are melt in your mouth awesome. You get a cup of coffee, glass of milk, cup of tea, hot cocoa, whatever your favorite beverage is. Sit down, have a couple of them about 2 or 3 minutes after they come out of the oven. You will be like in heaven. It is amazing when it comes straight out of the oven. In fact, sometimes we'll do these on Christmas morning, and we'll bake a whole bunch of them, and as they come out of the oven and cool for a minute or two, we'll run them over to the neighbor, and holy smokes, the neighbors just love them. They think they're just the best. Anyway, give me a minute. I'm going to get ready for cutting these up, and we'll be right back in 2 and 2. Hi, Brian the Hawaiian back here with another episode of the Reno Relocation Realtor. We're in the final stages of doing our holiday Christmas cookies, coconut shortbread. One of the favorites. We've done them for years here at the Chen house, and it's really awesome. Okay, so we've gone ahead, we've made our dough, we've assembled it into about a 14-inch roll, a dough, coconut shortbread cookie dough roll. Say that 3 times real fast. And then it went into the freezer, usually overnight. And then we take it out about 20 minutes to defrost at room temperature. And we'll go ahead and cut them up and then put them in an oven at 375 for 17 minutes. That's for this particular oven. You may need to adjust for your oven at home. We've got a cookie sheet, and we've got our cooling rack. And that's going to be for us to put them on and let them cool for a minute or two before we chomp on them. Okay? So let's go ahead and take this off. It's about 1.5 inches in diameter. And take the wax paper off. Go ahead, and this should be just about right. Oh yeah, perfect. It may get a little bit crumbly. This one I went a little lower on the coconut flakes, so it's going to be a little more crumbly. And my wife likes them to be a bit thinner. So this one here, it's about maybe about half an inch or maybe a little less. We're gonna cut this up. You're gonna find each roll makes anywhere between 20 and 24 cookies. You'll get 4 rolls per recipe. So you'll get about 100, 120 maybe cookies in every recipe. There have been years where I've made like 5 recipes. And that was crazy. And that was before we had the KitchenAid mixer. So that was like major workout on the good old arms, you know. And all good. So we're going to go ahead and, through the magic of video, we're going to go ahead and cut this all up, put them in the oven. 17 minutes later, we'll show you what they look like when they come out. Be right back in 2 and 2. Okay, we're back and in the final phase of our cookie dough, our coconut shortbread cookie recipe. And this is the final product. Looks really great, nice and golden brown, homemade, so there's no preservatives. It's great taste. It's just absolutely special. I think it's a great gift to give to family, friends, colleagues at work, co-workers, and of course, just somebody you really like. Okay, so you got some options now. This is going to be for packaging. Now this is really cool. We use this. This is from Wendy's, and it's for their mini salad. We also get Kaizen, that's our dog. We get his little pup burger in here, which is just a hamburger. And this makes great. It's about 8 to 10. Might possibly fit 12 cookies in here, but it makes for a nice little gift package, and it's free leftover, repurposed packaging. Okay. Probably very environmentally conscious. Okay, and then you can go to the next level, which is these particular cookie tins that you can get from Walmart. I believe I saw them there for $2.88. This might be a little more VIP, and this one is from the dollar store. This is also a cookie tin. These are $1 a tin, so that works out as well. But something I like to take a look at doing for people is getting these gift bags at the dollar store. And I just happen to have one of these vacuum sealers. Now I don't use the vacuum option on this, but what I do is I seal the cookies in here so it's an airtight seal. And you could use the actual vacuum seal bags, but I think something like this is just as good, and it makes for a nice presentation as well. You go ahead and put your cookies in, you flip it over again onto itself, and again, and then all of a sudden you've got a nice little thing. Put this into your sealer, and good to go. Okay, so there's some options. The final actual test. Okay, how do the cookies taste? Beautiful golden cookie. Okay, ready? Still warm. Melt in the mouth. This is good stuff. We need something to wash it down. Maybe a beer. IPA. Anyway, hey, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this cookie recipe that my family's been doing for, I don't know, 30, 40 years, maybe more. And I hope you have a chance to make it. I'm going to add a little link at the bottom to KW Cares. That's our donation website for Keller Williams, the company I work for. And the funds go toward helping educate those that don't have the money to do their formal education in the real estate industry. There's lots of education that goes on in our field. But you don't have to give, but if you've had a good year, maybe you have $5 or $10 you can give to KW Cares, I'd appreciate it. I know KW Cares would appreciate it. And do me a favor, take a snapshot of the page that you've sent something on, and send it to me. And I'd like to return the expression of thanks and send you a little something as well. This is Brian the Hawaiian. If you did like this episode, please click on the like, click on the subscribe so that way you'll get some more. We're going to have lots of great recipes, other things coming up. And then, of course, We're going to talk about real estate industry, a little bit about the economy, lots of great things investing in real estate. That's going to be a big one. We're going to talk about 1031 exchanges with one of our experts, Zach, and I look forward to connecting with you at that time. Brian the Hawaiian signing off with season 1, episode 6, and I look forward to seeing you again. Happy holidays.